Hey, welcome back to Monstar Gaming. Just wanted to do a little bit of a follow-up from some of the other videos from before, or a couple of questions here and there offline that I wanted to go over. But the biggest one is if you're starting out with the game, in the first few ages, you do want to kind of start building up your fortress or your city or whatever you want to call this, your nation. Um, there's a few different ways to set up your nation. Now, obviously, there's so many different things that you can do to get everything looking nice. Um, but there's a couple different things. There's a couple different things that you want to consider. So I'd say there's three different things. So let's look at some of my builds. So let's look at this one first. So this one is very simple. It's not the most defensive. It's a little bit kind of like in between. I do have a lot of defensive buildings around the perimeter. It looks like I'm trying to protect some of my main resources in the middle here, other than my farms and things like that. And my oil, of course, is somewhere in the middle. And I'm protecting my city center. So that's one of the layouts, is you want to put your city center somewhere in the middle, put some walls around it, put some defensive things around it, and make it tricky, make it difficult for the other person to come and attack you. Now, the one thing that you do want to keep in mind is you do want to level up all your defensive stuff as much as you can for the age that you're in. You also want to, what's it called? Have your barracks and different things like that leveled up. Like these defensive buildings, like the stable, garrison. So not all of mine have them built up. You want to put your ambush traps and all those kind of things in certain places that you think people are going to attack you. So the replays are super important. So if you get defeated a lot, and you can tell if somebody is bringing some crazy firepower, they're probably in an age higher than yours. So most likely, yes, you are going to lose. But they're still learning experiences to see where most people are attacking you from. So those are really good to observe. So you can see where you should be spending a little more time defending. But this is one type of layout. And I've jumped back and forth between two different ones. And I'll explain after I show you the second one what's kind of like why you have them set up that way, kind of, and why you would want to. This one is not complete, but I can still look at it. So this one is different. This one I have the city center all the way on the end there. This is very different. So this one, I definitely wanted a lot of my resources, the majority of them, in the middle here, and then have all these walls, like basically double layers of walls and then other things to attack people. So this one's not as aggressive, I think, as the other one, because the other one, I feel like I had a larger perimeter. You know, this one has a lot of areas over here on the right where people could start off, even people over here on the top over here. And even down here, there's a lot of area over here where people could kind of come in without too much damage. Once you hit guerrillas and commandos and things like that, you do have to be very careful of having, towers and different things like that out in the open, because they will go straight to that and destroy those before you have any kind of reaction or even see where they are. Now, luckily, I do have the missile silo, so that will help me for people that are kind of trying to sneak in one of the sides. And it's only level 1, so definitely that's something that I need to work on to make that more powerful. But so that's one style, with the town center on the outside, and it's protected a little bit, but it's still wide open. Or going back to the one that I'm using, where it's in the middle and it's being protected. Now, why would you do either one or the other? I'll explain why. So down here, when you're looking at the leagues, and I don't know why this isn't loading for me, but whatever. It tells me what league I'm in, and then it tells me where I rank, etc., etc. Now, depending on your league, right now I'm in Silver 1, which is not that great, to be honest with you, because I don't focus on the medals too much, but there are some players that do. It gives you different kind of loot depending on the league that you're in. So daily dock bonus 2 to 4 or 1 to 2 of that, and then battle bonus gives you a little extra, which is nice. But obviously, the higher level up you get there, your winnings are going to be much better. Now that used to be a lot more prominent, and it was up here on the top right of the screen, but it looks like they've made it a lot smaller over here. So I think they're trying to make that a little bit less of a thing, maybe, and make other things more important, which I'm totally fine with. So if a base attacks you, right, and they take out your tower, I mean, not your tower, sorry, your city center, you automatically lost the match. It would be, they would get 1 star, and then they'd get a certain amount of trophies. Now, if they took out all your defenses, or if they clear you out really quick, all that stuff gets them stars. Now, depending on what kind of player you are, if you're more of economy driven player, you will want to have your city center on the outside. So they go after it. They spend a lot of time trying to knock it out so they can get the victory, get the free medals, so they can level up. And then hopefully, by the time they're pummeling it, a lot of your defensive troops come out in support and kind of pick them apart. Because at the end of the day, you at least me, I mean, it depends how you want to play, of course. Resources is the name of the game. The only way that you're going to be able to level up fast is A, attacking people and looting as much as you can, and B, holding on to your stuff. So you want attacks against you, being pretty cheap and not taking so much of your goods. But you can do one or the other. I mean, there are some bases that can do both, and that's very difficult. But you can either, defend your city by doing it that way, to get more medals, or you defend your city a certain way to keep your resources. So right now, I kind of like this look. I do want to fiddle with the other one and put my city on the outside, because I could care less about the medals. But I do want to level up fast. But I have been leveling up some of my defensive stuff, which is nice. So I have not been getting attacked that often. Like, all these are from over a week ago. Yes, they're stealing a lot here and there. But because my stuff is pretty leveled, I'm recouping it pretty quickly. So my next thing is I need to level up all my gold storage to be able to get to the Cold War. I'm not in a rush, but I want to get all this new stuff here. This is awesome. I want to get all the new stuff that you can unlock. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be awesome. And I've been in the atomic age for, I would say, for at least 8-9 months. So I do want to progress to that next level, but I don't want to do what I did before and rush too fast. Didn't upgrade a lot of stuff, and then they were like literally picking me apart. So those are just the two kind of things you can look at. The other thing is the war base. I have not played a war in a long time, but yeah, that you have different looks that you can do there. Let me see if this will load. So that was a different one with the base, the city center in the middle. But this will be more of a war base where I don't care about the gold income. And obviously this one's not complete. I haven't put everything out yet. But yeah. So the cool thing about the game is that you have this layout editor. When I first started the game, this did not exist. And then later they came out with it. So you can actually save 3 different versions on the war, and also 3 different versions on the regular city, which is awesome. So playing around with that, try different things. You'll see a lot of photos online. Maybe you can copy somebody's. I mean, there's some that are really defensive. And there's others that look kind of like a little city and everything looks really nice. So, design however you like. But there are pros, definitely, for having your city center in the middle. And there are pros for having your city center on the outside of your walls and not as protected. So decide what it is that you want to do, and you can change it up as much as you want. It's a really fun and customizable game. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Hope you're enjoying these videos, and please like and subscribe and share if you can. And I'll be coming up with more videos. Please put any comments on there or any topics or anything else that you want me to go over. Thank you. Bye.